There's a reoccurring question that keeps coming up about camshafts, so I thought I'd touch bases with that question. Probably most of my viewers already know, but for those that don't worry. We weren't born knowing. We all learned it at one point in our lives. So I'm going to touch bases on that right now, right here. Let's get this out of the way right now. I don't claim to be a camshaft expert, but let's get on with what I'm going to show you today. What I have here is two camshafts that are almost the exact same type of a camshaft as far as lift and duration goes. One's just a little bit heavier on the duration, the other one's just a little bit heavier on the lift, so they're real similar in specs is what I'm trying to say, guys. These two are both small block Mopar cams, and I want to show you without blinding you. Can you see this lobe here? Look at that lobe, and then come over here and look at this lobe. I want you to pay attention to the shape of the lobe. You see how this is rounded like this? And then look at this one again. You see how this one here is more of a peak, and this one here is more rounded. Can you see it side by side? Two camshafts, almost the same specs, and you saw the difference in lobes. And that answer is pretty simple. It's because one is a flat tappet cam, and the other one is a roller cam. And the question that surfaces a lot is, can I put roller lifters on the cam I already have? Because somebody wants to go to roller lifters so they don't, puke out a lifter during the cam break-in or wipe out a lobe. Can I put roller lifters in my flat tappet cam? Nope. You can't. Now I want to show you the reasons why. Let's play that guessing game. Which one of these cams has the more duration? One of them's got a little bit more duration. Is it this? Duration is how long that valve is held open. Is it this camshaft or is it this one? If you guess the dark one to be the smaller of the durations, and if you guess the nice shiny one because it looks like it's got a wider duration, well, that would be the common sense guess, but you'd be wrong. Again, these are almost identical in spec, but this one here physically is a lot wider, and that is because this one here is the roller cam. Okay? And this one here is the flat tappet cam. So is the looks of this the only reason why you can't put this roller lifter on this camshaft? The lobe on a flat tappet cam is actually got a taper to it. So if you looked at the lobe directly on, it's tapered. And if you was to look at the bottom of the lifter, of a flat tappet lifter, it's actually crowned, meaning it's got an arch to it. And what happens is the crown is this way and the taper runs this way. When these two surfaces meet, as this goes around, it causes the lifter to rotate. If this lifter does not rotate, you just wiped out a lobe and took out a lifter, and those shavings will circulate through your entire engine and oil passages, and yep, you got problems. The lobe on the roller lifter on top is flat across because this obviously cannot rotate, Because if this goes sideways on you, whoa, you're going to take out a lobe and this. But that's not all. You need this to turn too, and I'll talk about that in a second. So the roller lifter rides flush on top of the roller lobe. So why can't you put this roller lifter on top of a flat tappet cam? Well, let's go extreme to make the point. Because that's what you're looking at. You'll be rolling off the very tip of this, and you can see you're heading for trouble in a quick hurry. So that's why the people ask, can I just take the roller lifters and put them right into on my flat tappet cam? Because you see the price of the roller cams? Nope, that's a disaster. Roller lifter has to have the roller lobe so the roller is directly flush on top of the lobe. And it's also the reason why you can't put a flat tappet on top of this lobe of a roller, because let's do it one more picture. Like my artwork? If you got a roller lobe and you put a crown flat tappet on there, this will never turn, and if this don't turn, you wiped out a lobe. Then a common question is, it comes up quite often, can I put a solid roller on a hydraulic cam? A solid roller won't have the plunger, it's just a solid piece. You adjust the lash up top where your rockers are, to where, you know, these are both hydraulic, they got the plunger. So can I put a solid roller on a hydraulic roller cam, or same with the flat tappet? Can I put a solid flat tappet on a hydraulic flat tappet cam? And the answer is yes, you can. But you change the characteristics of the cam. But it'll work. You can put a solid lifter on a hydraulic cam, but there's a reason why they sell hydraulic cams and solid cams, and it's because the characteristics of how the cam reacts in things as duration and stuff. So I just thought I'd throw that in there. No extra cost. It's all free. The last thing is I'm going to cover. Here's, if you notice, this is from my years of yesterday. Mopar Performance Lifter and this Mopar Performance Camshaft break-in lube. You smear it on your, you put it on there, it's like syrup. You put it on your camshaft and you break in your lifters with it. And there are people that have wiped out a lobe using a roller lifter on, you know, they start it up and it wipes it out. And most of the time that can be due to, unless you got a faulty part, that can be due to, if you don't know, you don't put this flat tappet cam break in on a roller cam. Me personally, now other people will have their method, this is mine. If I change the cam or lifters or anything on a roller cam, the only lubricant I use is motor oil. Because when you start this up, you need your roller to turn. And you put this syrupy goop on there that sticks to the lobes for cam break-in for a flat tappet. If this is too slippery and too syrupy and this doesn't turn, you're going to wipe out a lobe. How I do it, if it's a roller cam, it gets motor oil. Motor oil on the cam, motor oil on the rollers, and that's it, because that's all it needs to live. Now these, to prevent a lobe from being wiped out, yes, you need the cam break-in lube all up and down your camshaft and on your lifters, because you need a good surface for this. And that's, there's a lot of reasons, but you need to get this to spin. You need to get this broken in with the lobe, and that's the reason why they got cam brakes in for flat tappet cams. So spin the RPMs, keep the oil splashing up there, and get everything broke in. These, not so much the case. I hope this helps somebody out there. The question just keeps popping up, and I just said, I might as well cover it. So that's really what it is. That's really the differences. Bottom line, no, do not put your roller lifters on your flat tappet camshaft. Not going to work, guys. But as for me, I got work to do. Thanks for watching.